Guys, let's get started. I'm excited. It's been a long week. It's been a long journey. It's been a long 7 months, right? It's crazy what's going on in our lives, in our society. I want to help you today. I'm going to do something today that I always do, always here, because we have 5 more classes in the year. 5 more classes. Here in the last few months, I've been working on a lot of things to bring better content, to learn how to share what I'm sharing, because it's all about changing your life. That's what this is all about. If you're here, it's because you want to improve, you want to change, you want to have a better marriage, you want to have a better relationship with your family, with your kids, with your neighbors. You want to get the voices out of your mind and your head. So many things that we have to deal with, right? This is what this class is all about. The Choose to Change mentoring class. And today I want to start because I want to answer 3 questions today. And welcome as you're watching us online. Welcome for being here. My name's Orlando. I am the founder of the Choose to Change Foundation, author of this book. Yes, I brought some books. Dead Man Walking, How I Went from Convict and Drug Addict to CEO and international speaker. That's who I am. By the way, you asked for a book, right? So I have some books. I sell these books on Amazon for $10. I always have books as well that I sell here for $10. I do not make money on these books. All money raised with these books goes directly to the Choose to Change Foundation to continue doing these classes, to continue doing what I do for ex-convicts, drug addicts, people in recovery, and anyone who wants to change their life, have better success in life. This is what this class is all about. So then what I want to do today is I want to answer 3 questions for you, because there's a lot of new people that are watching, a lot of new people that are coming aboard online. We're building a community online. Because there's a lot of people out there. Everybody's looking for answers. Have you guys noticed that? Or is it just me? Everyone is looking for answers. I look out in the world. I look out with my neighbors. I look out in our church, in our society, and I see broken people. And it was very easy for me to see it because I was in prison. And I saw a lot of broken people. Like me. And where are the answers? This is what this class is designed to do. And I teach this. We start in our lives, hopefully happy. And the first thing you have to have is a desire. You start walking. And I'll explain this in a minute. I'm not going to explain it all today. But we're going to talk a lot about mindset. Just bear with me, guys. I need to write this. Anybody know what's next? Chavarria, you've been here long enough. ¿Qué sigue? I think it's attitude. And then habits. I'm going somewhere, guys. Just bear with me. What's next? Lifestyle. And what's next? Results. Or we'll call that something else. And I added this to the formula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Faith. I'll explain this here. But this is what I call the formula. Or and process of change. Now again, I'm not going to go through the whole process tonight. What I want to mainly talk about tonight is this right here, and I'm going to explain why. But I want to answer 3 questions tonight for you as we learn and grow in our lives. I want to answer, why would anyone or why would you want to attend this class or follow us online? I want to answer that question for you today. Number 2, what will you get or learn out of this class? I'm going to answer that question tonight. And number 3, is it even possible? You guys, especially if you're watching me online for the first time, the 3rd one is very important for you. Is it even possible for your life, a man like you, to even change his life, have success, or find purpose and fulfillment in life? I want to answer those 3 questions for you. So, the first one, why would you attend this class? How many have been online searching for things? Everybody should raise your hand. Have you ever Googled, how do you change your life? Anybody ever done that? If you Google, how do you change your life? How do you have success? Where do you start a successful life? If you Google that, I'm going to encourage you to go do that. You're going to get overwhelmed. And you're going to find a lot of information out there. I'm telling you because I've done it. I've done it for years. I've been searching for answers for years. This is how I came up with this formula. Because when I was in prison, when I got to my crossroads in life, which is right here, I got to a crossroads in life, right? And I had to make a choice. Where do I go? Just like some of you are going through. We all go through these crossroads, whether it be in marriage, whether it be in coming out of prison, right? You're all with me? Whether you just got to a point where you just want to change your life. But we get to this crossroads, and then we have to ask ourselves, which way do I go? How do I change? How do I make my life better? So then if you Google, I Googled it for you, and look at what came up. I got 3 of them. This one says, 7 steps to creating the life you want. This one says, 7 steps to create a successful life. And this one says, 7 steps to success. And I could have printed out a bunch of them. I mean, you can go on and on and on. And the reason I'm telling you this, guys, is because if you try to find out on your own, which is what we're all trying to do, that's why you wound up in church. That's why you found out about Choose a Change. That's why you came, right? We all came for a reason. There was a purpose. And if you keep on searching, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get confused. You're going to have to make a decision on what you're going to believe. I'm telling you, this is what I had to do. And this is part of why my story and what I teach here is so powerful. Because here's the story that I do. I got confused with religion. I got confused with theology. I got confused with who's right and who's wrong. I got confused with religion. I got confused. But when I got to a point in my life where I just wanted to kill my worthless self, remember my story? I had to make a choice. I knew about Jesus, which is the most... By the way, did you know that Christianity is the largest Christian religion in the world? Did y'all know that? About 31% of the world confesses Jesus. That, of course, is Catholics and everybody that has to do with Jesus. 31%. And of course, I didn't know that at the time, but I knew about Jesus. And what I did, here's what I did. I decided to take a chance. Jesus, I needed a miracle. I don't know about you, but I needed a miracle. And the only miracle worker that I had ever heard of is Jesus, the one that raised from the dead. So I took a chance. Faith. And I'm telling you, it worked. But then I asked the question, how do I change my life? I know, I read the Bible. How do I change my life? And this is where this came from. Let me just read you. So what I teach here today is once you get here, right? Once you get to the crossroads, you're going to have faith. Let me give you 2 kinds of faith that you're going to have. In yourself, and what else? God. Who's ever heard of low self-esteem? I suffered from that for years because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe a loser like me could change. I found out you could. And not only did I change, I achieved some success that now I want to teach you. Anybody that's watching. So anyway, so I looked it up, and this is for your benefit. And I'm just going to read, this one says 7 steps to success. He says, number 1 is decide what you want. Desire. Number 2 is decide, write it down. Who was here for the goal setting workshop? We'll talk more about that in a minute. Number 3, set a deadline by this time. Number 4, make a list. Number 5, organize your list. Number 6, take action. Results, habits, attitude. And then do something every day. I'm going to read all 3 of them real quickly because I'm going somewhere. This one is 7 steps to create a successful life. I can't even read the name. It was somebody. Number 1, envision the life you want. You must want something. That's what I'm getting so far from what I'm reading. You must want a better life. You must want something. Number 2, set a definite goal. When I started this over 20 years ago in a prison cell, here's the only goal I had. This is the goal I started with. I'm going to change my life, and I don't care who I have to kill. And I found out who I had to kill. Anybody want to take a wild guess? See, this is not rocket science. But that was my first goal. And I found that out through the gospel. And then I found out other things, which is, again, how I came up with this formula. So I set a definite goal. I'm going to change my life. Well, how are you going to do that? I didn't know how at the time. I do now. Number 3, establish a routine. We got that? Got that? So far we got all this. Establish a routine. And then this guy goes on to say, number 4, surround yourself with high achievers. I do a teaching called The 3 Keys to Greatness. The 3 keys to greatness. 3 things that great achievers, CEOs, leaders, business owners, successful people. There's these 3 things, this guy said. And one of them was friends and associates. Who you hang around with is vital. So in this list, it says, surround yourself with high achievers. Number 5, less talk and more grind. Stop talking about it. You guys have stopped talking about it. And you showed up. Right? Because it's a monster just thinking about it. We're overwhelmed. And number 6 here in this one, it says, keep looking out for new techniques and tools. Number 7, enjoy the journey. The last one. 7 steps to creating the life you want. I like this one. Number 1, here's what it says. Take no more than 100% responsibility for your life. How much? Or do we blame a little bit on mom and dad? Or on the government? Or maybe give a little bit to the parole office? Or to the ex-wife? Or to the wife? How much percentage do we give to someone else? No. If you take 100% responsibility, see, what that covers is attitude and mindset. It has to be in here and in here. If you want change. I got to throw that in. If you want change. Success. Achievement. Want to overcome. And Chavarria, like I always tell you, you're doing great. But it's going to take more time. Right? It's going to take more time. I never thought that it was going to take me all this time. I just kept going and going and going. Set off after set off. Set off after set off. Hot sale after hot sale. Lockdown after lockdown. I remember. Johnny after Johnny. I remember those days. Parole. I was on parole. Listen closely. I was on parole for 10 years. And I started my own business. Listen to this. And I guess I don't know why I'm sharing this with you, but here you go. 17 years old. I was 17 years old when I first got probation. In fact, I was 16. 16 years old when I first got probation. Listen closely, this is huge. I don't think I've ever shared this with you. Maybe, I don't know. I was 16 years old when I first got probation. At 17, I went to prison. I got out at 24. Let's put it over here. 24 years old. In prison. I was on parole to the age of 30. 10 years. I got out of prison at 40. Look at this timeline, guys. And I finally, listen closely, I finally got off parole at 50. Think about this for a minute. I want you to think about that for a minute. Because I don't want no excuses from you. There is no excuse. You can do it, brother. You can keep fighting, Andy. You can keep going, Mark. It is possible to make a difference, to make a change, to be a better man. 50. For the first time since I was 16 years old, I was a free man. From 40 to 50, month after month after month after month, I went to the parole office. 10 years. And you know why they wouldn't release me? Because I was aggravated. What do they call that? High risk. I remember when I was 50 years old. I'm 57, by the way. I said, wow. What I'm trying to get to is why you would come to this class. Because this is what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to change. I eat, I breathe, I sleep. This is what I do. I don't want anything else. I want to help more people. Because I know what it feels like to want to be a better man, want to be a better person, to want to change and not have an idea of where to even start. That's why I do what I do. That's why you would come to this class. Let me answer the second question. Is it even possible for someone like you to change, have success, overcome the obstacles that are facing you, and find fulfillment in life? Is it possible to have peace, joy, and fulfillment in life? Is it possible to have friends, family, love, and respect? Is it possible? See, because I don't know about you, but I didn't see it. 20 years ago, I didn't see it. I knew I was going to walk out of prison at 40. I couldn't see it. Financial stability. Today I have financial stability. I'm looking for my second house. I already paid one. And I'm looking for my second house. I've done all this in the last 17 years when I got out of prison at 40. Is it possible to have a relatively good health at 57? Yes, it's possible. Is it possible to have hope for the future? Yes, it's possible. To answer that question, that was the last question. To answer the questions, why would you attend this life? What you learn in this class, and why would you attend this class? What will you learn in this class? Have I answered those two questions? Right? Have I? And is it possible? Guys, if you keep on searching and searching and searching, you're gonna find a lot of things. What I've done is everything you'll find, I'm giving you a blueprint of all of it that you're gonna take, what you're gonna need, the ingredients you're gonna need to achieve, change, to overcome. Let me show you something as I close. By the way, I call it the formula. Let me give you the definition of luck. Have you ever heard somebody say, man, that guy's lucky? Man, they're so lucky. Be honest, have you ever said that? I have. I used to, not anymore, because I understand luck today. For me, the definition is luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And I found this little formula online. And this lady was saying, here's what luck is. And I said, wow, I like that. Preparation plus a good attitude of continually working, doing the right thing, plus opportunity, because opportunity will come. How many of you have had an opportunity come your way and you were not ready for it? I got to raise my hand. Where you said, man, I should have done this. And man, they told me to do this. Or man, I should have listened. See, this is why it's called the process. So preparation plus attitude plus opportunity, but you have to take plus what? Action. And that's what this is all about here. Putting all these ingredients together. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but the reason you're in where you're at today is because of all the ingredients that you've put into your life. And now we have to learn our life is kind of like a garden. And when we get to this crossroads, the reason we're at that crossroads of that we're ready to do something different is because we let our garden overgrow in weeds. And you have to start plucking them out. That make sense? Let me show you something else I saw. I thought you'd like this. I wanted to close with these illustrations. I saw this. There's a lot of people, and by the way, if you're on Facebook, if you have Facebook, you can go and join our private Facebook group. Just go to Facebook. I think it's or you can go to the website, choose the Change Foundation, and just become a member. And you can. And I saw this, somebody posted this, because I deal with a lot of men. And I said, man, this is exactly how it is. This is the facts. So here it is. A dad on the inside. Listen closely. Here's the illustration. When somebody asks you, how are you doing? What do you say? I'm fine. I'm doing okay. That's what you say. But look at that on the inside. I said, wow, that's so true. The voices, that's what I call the voices that say feeling of failure, inadequate, you don't have enough time, burned out. Let's set a better example. You're confused. It's a big one. How many see this? See, I don't know if you all know this, but all I'm talking about is a lot of mindset today. Because that's where it's all at. Let me show you something else. I saw this. And this is, I remember so distinctly, I went to a training and they talked about this. I said, wow, it's amazing. This is why I do what I do. I have so much passion for it because I understand that a lot of people just don't know. Your unconscious incompetence. In other words, you're living your life with no success, you're keeping on failure after failure, you're messing up, but you don't even realize it. And then you get to a point in your life, man, how did I get here? Well, because you were unconsciously incompetent to move forward. You didn't know that you didn't know. And then you get to this conscious incompetent. And then one day you realize, man, I need to change. In other words, you're conscious of it. You understand it now. That's where you're at right now. You understand, I need to do something different. You see it consciously. You understand it. Before you didn't know, but now you're starting to see the light. But you still need help. You're still incompetent in some things, right? In your marriage, in your job, in your business, in your life. You just need more help. But you know about it now. And then we jump to conscious competence. Now you're learning to change. You got it. You're learning. You're growing. That's where you are, Chavarria. You're growing. You know you're growing. It's tiring. Here we go again to church. Here we go again to choose to change. Here we go again. You know what I mean? This is how this stuff works. And then you get to unconscious competence. In other words, it's just natural now. It's called habits and a lifestyle. Everything I do moves me forward in life. Everything. I eat better. I sleep better. I think better. I act better. I speak better. And all those little things, can you see that? Build a lifestyle which brings results of success, fulfillment. And by the way, I'm just giving you an overview. Can you all see that? Anyway, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. I don't want to explain that one just yet. This one explains the mindset. The mind, because our mind is basically divided into two distinct parts. You have the conscious mind, is the one that's filled with the images of the present result. In other words, what you see right now, you're alert, you're seeing. That's your conscious mind. This is where, because you don't see results, you stop doing what you're supposed to do. My point is, you're aware. That's one part of your mind. The second part of your mind is your subconscious, which accepts the image of the present result. That's hard to explain this one. But know that there's two parts. Conscious and what? Subconscious. We'll explain that later. Next one. Here are some habits that we can replace to improve our lives. From playing games to reading books. And what's the next one? Netflix to sleeping. You need to rest. Don't stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning. Fast food, homemade food, or better food. Toxic people. I'm sure you all know what toxic people are, right? I think we all can figure that out. I used to be a toxic person. My mom used to say, no te juntas con esos. And I used to think, I think it's the other way around. She didn't know that it was the other way around. I was the one that they should stay away from. Complaining to gratitude. Y'all get this? See how it's all in mindset? Blaming to taking responsibility. These are mental habits. Overthinking and just taking action. You guys took action. That's what I like about Andy. He takes action. He just comes. Next one. I like this one. Because right now I'm working on my financial success, by the way, guys. That's what I'm working on now. I already reached a level of success in my life, in my business, in my marriage, in my children. And now I'm actually working on my financial success. But this is a good idea of why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. This is a good one. The middle class person, in other words, the average person, they spend $60,000, 15% depreciation. So they bought a car for $60,000. Money goes into liabilities that decrease in value over time. So they buy things. But the rich get richer because they spent $60,000 but invested at 10% over 10 years. And now they have money as opposed to they owe money. This is one hard to explain too, but my point is they use money differently. Right? Next one. Let me reiterate why I'm showing you all these things, guys. Is because this is what I started learning when I was in prison. And it's so powerful because I didn't realize what I was learning. When they started telling me that how successful people think and how unsuccessful people think. Listen, you don't have to have a lot of money, a lot of great success. You don't have to have anything, to tell you the truth, to get started. You with me? Yeah. But you got to get started. And that's what I learned when I was in prison. I got started. I can't read it. But the good news is this. That's the gift I brought you guys. So I'll give it to you in a minute. Let's close with this. I think is it the iceberg? Yeah. When people see success, when people see me today, when I go to the parole office, when I go to prisons, and I speak and I share my story, when I go to churches, see me in a suit, see me up there on stage, and many people that don't know me say, wow, look at him. Well, if I had his suit and it was up there, I'd be successful too. Because what you're seeing is a little bit of success in me, right? Anybody know anything about icebergs? Anybody know? You know what an iceberg is? Andy, you know what an iceberg is? It's those that are where it's real cold, like in Alaska, where you see these peaks of ice, and they're floating. An iceberg is what sunk the Titanic. You all with me? Because the Titanic, the boat hit an iceberg. So the icebergs, they're different sizes. But did you know that the iceberg is just the tip that you're seeing? Because the bottom is bigger than the tip. Let me show you. See, when you see an iceberg or a successful person, it didn't happen overnight. Iceberg takes years to build. And it takes a lot of hard work, perseverance, late nights. Y'all getting this? Rejections. Who's ever been rejected? By a family member, a spouse, friends, society, or just the feeling of rejection is sometimes unbearable. But you have to fight through it. Sacrifices. There's some things you're going to have to let go. Some things you're going to have to do, you're going to have to sacrifice. Discipline, that's a huge one. Criticism. You know how many people told me I wasn't going to make it? In prison, writing a business plan. Ay, cálmate, business owner. You no vas a hacer nada. I remember the criticism. Because our mind is not designed to think of success, achievement. We just think about it and dream about it. We don't let it out because we think people are going to laugh at us. We think people are going to, the naysayers, and there's a lot of them, criticism. Doubts. Oh man, the doubts almost destroyed me. I almost quit many times. Doubts. Failures. Don't even get me started on that one. How many of you have failed over and over again? I know the feeling. Risks. You're gonna have to take a chance. That's what I told you earlier about God. I took a chance with Jesus. And because I did that, I'm able to do what I do today. Have success and fulfillment. And the reason that we wind up in a lower state of is because if you don't learn to deal with your mindset, your attitude, your habits, your lifestyle, the results you're getting can be called consequences. Can you see that? It's the same things, only negative results. For me, it was prison, drugs, pornography. And why? I shared this last week from my office, but I wanted to share it again because you can see it better like this. So let me close. On starting November, I think it's November, when is the next Thursday after the 15th? Can you look at your calendar, someone? I was 13, 15, 4, 5, can't remember. I want to tell you what we're going to do. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, starting November 19th, that's what it is.
The 19th, yeah.
November 19th. That's when you'll see me again. I'm going out of town for 2 weeks. Because I'm going to do some revivals. I'm an evangelist with my church. And I'm going to go, and in my church services, in my revivals, this is what I basically teach. But I do it differently in a church setting than I do it here. So but I'm going to be going through this process starting on the 19th for 5 more. So if you come every week, I'm going to go through each process. so I can break it down better for you. Bring some notes. Because this is what you need to change and move forward. So we won't have any Choose the Change on November 26th, which is Thanksgiving. And then we'll be November 19th. And then we'll be in December 3rd, we'll be here. December 10th, we'll be here. December 17th, we'll be here. So it's the 19th, the 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th. That's already 5. That's 4 more classes. And then we have Christmas and New Year's, which we won't be here. But on January 7th is the 5th class that I'll have here. And we'll close it up. So if you come every day or on those dates of November and December, and then January 1st, man, time is flying, right? We're already 2021. And then on January 7th, I'll have a big surprise announcement for everybody online, if you're watching me online, and everybody here, after we finish. So before I close with the last questions, anybody have anything to say? Javed, can you give me a water, please? If you have a question online, you can ask it. Questions? Comments? Did you learn anything? Did I remind you of something? Help me out. Did you learn anything? At least raise your hand. Yeah.
Mind over matter.
Huh?
Mind over matter. Mindset.
It's a mindset. See, a lot of things that you're going to learn here, you already know. Because we don't lack information. All you got to do is Google. In fact, most of us are overwhelmed with information. In fact, that's why you're confused. What we lack is guidance, leadership, someone to help us understand. So I have a question for you. Because and those of you watching me online, if you can answer this question too. I'm working on some things that is coming here in next year. Now that I have Daniel helping me, we're doing a lot of online things. But let me ask you a question. Here it is. This is the last question of the evening. If you wanted to get really serious about changing your life, anybody, if you wanted to get really serious about changing your life and finding out what it really takes to change your life, and you could get a step-by-step process, I like what I'm showing you, and get someone to guide you, a mentor, a coach, a pastor, right? If you could get that, what would you prefer? Listen closely. Here are the options. What would you prefer? If you could get that, how would you prefer it? Would you prefer it in a book? On an online course? I've gone through a lot of online courses, by the way. Online live seminar? I've gone to several seminars, live and online. Video training, where you can just click it, or audio training. Really, help me answer that. How would you want it? What would you choose?
I mean, if there was another option, I'd rather choose it in person, because you see the action, you see the person actually living it, and actually you have that accountability.
Okay, so a live seminar.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, really, because I would get, like, let me check YouTube real quick, or whatever, or whoever has Facebook, I would get distracted online.
Yep.
Here I can see.
Okay. How would you want it? How would you, if you could get it?
A visual representation.
Visual? So video or online, something that you could see visual. Visual. The reason I'm asking this is because I'm actually going to put together a program. to both in a book, online, live course, so that other people could see it online. That's why I'm asking you. Because you guys get the privilege of being here every Thursday. You see what I'm saying? Because I like visual. I mean, I don't know about you, but reading, I mean, you have to read. But man, it's hard, right? But video, audio, that's huge. So I just wanted to add, because in January, I'm going to do a live seminar. And we're going to go through this whole process. And I don't know if I'm going to be a 3-hour seminar or a 2-hour seminar. I might make it into a 3-hour seminar, like an hour and a half. This is why we're preparing all these tables. I'm going to get 4 more. By January, we have 4 more. I'm going to invite people. So I'm hoping to have like 30 people in here so that we can have this live seminar. Would you like that? That'd be pretty cool. Free of charge. To go through this whole thing, this whole process, so you can have something tangible to work with. Because guys, I don't know about you. Listen. There's a lot of people out there looking for help. A lot of people. That's why online internet is so powerful. But what do we do with the internet? We get distracted. You need to focus. This is what it takes. And this is part of what I'll teach. What it really takes. What are the attitudes that you need? What are the habits that you need? What creates a lifestyle? And what kind of results are you having? It's powerful stuff. It's brought me a long way. So guys, that's all I have tonight. I want to really thank you for coming.